Hi everyone, my name is Noah Land, and today we are going to discuss 21st century skills. In my mind, these are skills that students need to have both inside and outside of the classroom to be successful in today's ever-changing environments of the 21st century. Now, when we look at 21st century skills, there are three categories of them. They're broken down into learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. Learning skills, teaches students about the mental processes required to adapt and to improve upon the modern work environment. Literacy skills concern students discerning facts, publishing outlets, technology behind publishing outlets, and the trustworthiness of sources. And last but not least, life skills are the intangible elements of a person's everyday life that includes both personal and professional qualities. Over the duration of the remaining slides, we are going to discuss specific skills in each one of these categories and how they impact students both inside and outside of the classroom. We are first going to start with learning skills. Now, the learning skills are made up of the 4 C's. The first one of those 4 C's is critical thinking. Now, critical thinking is finding solutions to problems, and effective critical thinking inspires students to solve problems and make new discoveries. It eliminates obstacles and replaces them with solutions. Now, with critical thinking, students are required to solve problems on their own. They're not given the answer, they're expected to take those steps themselves and figure out the solution. The next of the 4 C's for learning skills is creativity. This requires a student to think outside the box. It can help students see concepts in a different light, leading to innovation. And when change is necessary, which at times it is, creativity can help solve problems and inspire change in an innovative way. The next of the 4 C's is collaboration. This is all about students and people in the workforce working together. When practicing collaboration, students work together, they achieve compromises, and they get the best possible results from solving a problem with the help of the people around them. A key element of collaboration is the willingness of a person to sacrifice parts of their own ideas and adopt the ideas of others to achieve the desired results. Now, this can be challenging. It is difficult to admit, you know what, maybe you have a better idea than me, this works out better in this situation. Collaboration, although it is a difficult skill to master, it is an essential skill for the 21st century. The last of the 4 C's is communication. This is all about talking with others. It is critical for students to be able to convey their ideas to people with different personality types in an effective way. Good communication skills make students valuable team members, and communication is key for students to progress their career once they are in the workforce. Good communication can take you a long way. Next, we are going to discuss the 3 literacy skills that are part of the 21st century skill set. The first of those is information literacy. Information literacy is all about understanding facts, figures, and statistics, along with data. You have to understand, we have endless amounts of information at our fingertips in the 21st century. It is critical for students and for people in the workforce to take facts, figures, statistics, and data and make meaning out of those things. It is critical in helping students separating fact from fiction, which kind of leads us into our next form of literacy skill, which is media literacy. Now, media literacy is all about understanding methods and outlets in which information is published. Practice of identifying publishing methods, outlets, and sources while distinguishing between what is credible and what is non-credible. This is all about students figuring out what sources they can trust versus what sources should not be used. All about finding trustworthy sources. Students with effective media literacy skills learn which media outlets and formats should be embraced and which should be ignored. It's a very important skill because there are so many examples of misinformation on the internet and other digital resources. Students must have effective media literacy skills in order to determine what they can use versus what should not be used. Technology literacy is the last literacy skill that we are going to discuss today. It is understanding the machines that make the information age possible. This is all about students having a grasp on the basic information needed to understand what technology performs what task and why it does that. When students grasp this information, they are able to effectively use technology moving forward and using it for the intention that they wish to use it for. Last but not least, we are going to discuss life skills that are important part of the 21st century skill set. The first one of those is flexibility. Now, flexibility is deviating from one's plan as needed. This is an expression of a person's ability to adapt to changing circumstances. This is a very difficult skill set to master as it requires a person to show humility and accept that they have a lot to learn. In all situations, even when you are experienced, you still have a lot to learn. It is difficult for people to accept that at times, but it is an essential skill that students and people in the workforce must have in order to know how to react to change and when change is necessary. Leadership is the next life skill that we are going to discuss. It is the ability to motivate a team to accomplish a goal. Now, with leadership comes things like setting goals, working the team through required steps, and achieving goals collaboratively. Now, when you're working to achieve goals collaboratively with your team, it is important to have good leadership skills. Setting goals, working the team through required steps, and helping people along the way is a great way to do that. Initiative is the next life skill. This is all about starting projects, strategies, and plans on one's own. It requires students to be self-starters. This is indicative of someone's work ethic and professional progress. Being willing to go the next step, to take the next step without anybody pushing you along to do it, just going out and doing it on your own, is a very big indicator of somebody's work ethic and a very big indicator of success for both students and people in the workforce. Productivity is the next skill that we are going to talk about when it comes to life skills. This is maintaining efficiency in an age of distractions. There are constant distractions around us with the different technologies that we have, with the different resources available at our fingertips. But productivity is all about the ability to complete work in an appropriate amount of time. Not only is it looking at completing work in an appropriate amount of time, it also gives students a great idea of what works best for them. How do they work best? And not only that, they also develop an understanding of how the people around them work best as well. Last but not least, we are going to talk about social skills. It is the last life skill that we are going to discuss today. Social skills allows for meeting and networking with others for mutual benefit. Etiquette, manners, politeness, and small talk all play a major role in the world today. Social media has thrown quite a bit of a wrench in the social skills dynamic that we have in the 21st century, but those 4 items are still very important. Social skills are an excellent tool for creating long-lasting relationships, both personal and professional. They are essential for a 21st century student and worker to be successful. Now, before we conclude today's video, I do want to reference a common theme of the 21st century skills. Does not matter if it falls under the learning skills category with the 4 C's, the literacy skills category with information literacy, media literacy, and technology literacy, or the life skills category with things like flexibility, initiative, productivity, social skills. It does not matter. When it comes to each one of these social skills, the 21st century skills, there is a common theme, and all of them go back to a person's ability to cause or adapt to change. Whether that's causing change with critical thinking, initiative, leadership, or if it's adapting to change with things like collaboration and flexibility. Students must be provided with an adaptive quality to keep up with the constantly changing world of the 21st century. It is crucial that they are provided with the opportunity to practice these skills and develop these skills in the classroom before students move on to the workforce. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.